Alright, Saturday morning. I ain't made a video in a few weeks. I've been in kind of a funk. You know, sometimes that happens. But I did keep doing stuff. Let's see. On the GMC back there, oh yeah, I got the power windows working. On the driver's side anyway, I still need to do some work on the passenger side. Installed new speakers, an amp, some other stuff. Oh, I put a Flowmaster muffler on it since the original stuff was full of holes. And on the 66, I put a new gas tank in it. I got sick of changing fuel filters. I need to take that one and dump the remaining gas out of it. And then I guess throw it in the bushes. But today I think what I'm gonna do, oh, I cleaned up the shop a little too. I know you can't tell it, but I did. Today what I'm gonna do, it's raining a little bit out there, which is good because it's all been awful hot. My tomatoes out there about wilted. I'm gonna pull that GMC back there inside and we're gonna make the air condition work today. Fix the oil leak on the valve cover, hopefully an exhaust leak, and maybe a couple other things. Need to put new shocks on the back of it. I really like that truck. That's a sweet truck. Kind of a shame to put a 6-cylinder and a turbo in it, but I got it to do. Alright, we're out here in the old 66. We haven't shown this on video in a while, I don't think. Let's see if it'll run. It's not really a cold start. Hasn't been cranked up today, but maybe the day before or something. It's like 80 degrees, so it ain't cold. We gotta turn the tunage off here. There it goes. Turn the compressor on. And look, the battery's dead in my camera and I just took it off the charger. What the hey? Anyway, we'll build some air and we'll air up the suspension. Alright, we got some air pressure. Let's air the front up. A little over 80 in the front. Just under 40 in the back. She's about right. Alright, let me move it out the way. Look at her, ain't she pretty? Sitting there at ride height. Alright, back to the garage. I bought one of them dash covers. Put on there. I ain't glued it down yet. Not too excited about the fitment. But it does look better. Hear that? That's the only functioning clock in existence, I think. It works. Also looks like my lens is fogging up. Watch how pretty this thing starts. Oh yeah. Alright, we got the GMC inside. Right?
Yep, right.
And look at here. Our radiator's seeping a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a new condenser in just because that one's been open who knows how long. That fitting right there on the end's bent and kind of kinked. So I'm gonna pull that radiator out, see if I can fix it. I might be able to. If not, we might replace it. But so the charge today is make the AC work, fix the leaky valve cover. What?
Yay!
Fix the
It's
leak.
been hot around here.
Fix the leaky valve cover, and I got an exhaust leak at the end of the crossover. I'm gonna fix that, and there's probably some other stuff I can't think of at the moment.
Why does the window take so long to go down on the passenger side?
Because I didn't put a new motor in it. And look, the phone's ringing. This is the plague of my life, that phone. Well, turns out it was the preacher, my old car evangelist, and I'm going to be forced to go look at some old cars.
Forced to go look at some old cars.
Well, the preacher said.
Yeah, I got to do what the preacher says.
And And I think there's two-stroke Saabs.
Sob?
Saab. Yep. That'd make you cry, right?
Really?
Yes, I'm really gonna go look at some Saabs.
Okay.
You know how rare two-stroke Saabs are?
And what are you gonna do with those?
I don't know. We'll just look at them probably.
Okay.
What are you fixing to do with that?
Oh, I don't know. I was just picking it up. I was trying to make sense because I don't know. Everybody just throws stuff on here.
I made that.
Have no room to work.
If you'd put some eyeballs on it, you could sell it on Mr. Heavy Shot, Mr. whatever his name is, .com. I went digging around in the stash. You might not know it, but I do have a stash of stuff. I think this is the shroud that come off the truck. Well, it must have had a little bitty radiator in it originally. It's got a bigger one in it now. So I guess that's why they didn't use that shroud. But I have this shroud. I think that's out of a 79. Which measures up to be about the same radiator as what's in it. So I think that's what we're going to use. And I think I'm going to put a little bigger fan on it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I can't, right now I can't find the petcock on the radiator. It don't look like it's got one. Who ever heard of that? Look at that. That don't look much like antifreeze, does it? Little bitty thin radiator. I don't know. Alright, we got that radiator out. There's the missing petcock I couldn't find. It was under the lower radiator hose. There's no hole for it there, which I guess explains why the previous mechanic had these things spaced up under the radiator. That was to keep the petcock from hitting the radiator support. Alright, I found the shroud is going to work, I think. I'm going to go ahead and pull that condenser out now. I got a new one in the other truck. Mrs. Heavy Chevy's over here. What's she doing?
Taking the trim down so we can get the headliner out.
The headliner has got that classic 80s GM difficulty, and that it's falling down and getting stuck in my hair. It's rubbing the bald spot on top of my head.
Oh.
And I don't like it. So she's going to tear that down, and maybe we'll come up with a custom headliner. We'll see, maybe a flag or something like that.
Yeah.
Something unoffensive, I'm sure. Alright, got the new condenser out of the box, and it appears to be a little smaller, narrower. But it's of a different construction, which may have more surface area, I don't know. I talked to my cousin, who's more of an AC expert than I, and he says it's okay. So I'm going to put it in there and rock and roll. Is that alright with you?
It's alright. Got a strip screw I'm trying to...
A strip screw?
Yeah.
That's awful. After some discussion with Mrs. Heavy Chevy, which I always take a back seat, I let her lead. She's removed the headliner, and the board that goes on the roof looks to be in pretty good shape. It's a little bit weak right there in the corner, but other than that, it seems to be pretty good. The styrofoam is good, it's just separated, and the headliner fell off. So I think what we're going to do here is, I got the glue, spray the glue on there, glue the styrofoam back in place, and then we'll come up with something to put on there for a headliner. I looked it up. The cheapest headliner is around 240, 230 bucks, thereabouts. And Mrs. Heavy Chevy, who is always extremely conscious of every dollar spent, thinks that we should do this. Right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna give them a smile or something? I've been wandering around here like a moron for the last 10 minutes looking for my camera. I finally found it, where I put it right there. That's the way that goes. Now I forgot what I was going to camera. Oh yeah, the radiator. That's where the radiator's got a hole in it, a little crack. Probably because it froze when it's just full of water. I wonder it ain't got more troubles than that. But anyway, it don't get that cold down here, as I'm reminded often in my cold start video, which has over 1 million views, by the way. I'm reminded often, very often, it's not cold at all. So I guess that's why the block didn't freeze up and crack, or push some soft plugs out. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna solder that up. Now this really should have a new radiator. This one's a little thin. But since, especially in light of that gook coming out of it, I'm gonna run this one. I'm gonna flush it good a few times. And we might stick with it if I don't have any overheating issues. I'm also gonna make a hole in the radiator support where that comes down, so that fits correctly. And then I think we'll be good. Alright. I started to use my propane torch, but I figured out right quick I didn't have no more propane. So I used this torch with acetylene only head, and it worked just fine. And it's a little bit ugly, but I think it's gonna work. Ordinarily I'd test it with a bicycle inner tube, but I'm so confident that it's gonna work, I'm not gonna do that. And hopefully I won't figure out I shouldn't have been so confident. Well, I got the shroud in. It's all looking a little better. Didn't have a shroud before. This is better. And then I pulled the orifice tube out. That's pretty nasty. I believe we're going to have to flush that portion of the system out. Everything else is going to be new. Condenser, compressor, line, accumulator. Is it your first day with a pair of scissors or what?
Well, these don't cut with.
Anyway, we got the new styrofoam, or well, not new, the old glued back down. It must have stretched while it was sagging because it don't fit exactly right. But that's okay. I think we're well on our way to a new headliner. What you say there, Gally?
Yeah,
Gally?
I guess so.
Alright then. And there it is. The new headliner. I think it looks pretty good. And is significantly cheaper than $243.
Yeah. It was only what? Close to 40.
Yeah, 30 bucks for the can of glue because I couldn't find the one I have. I know I have somewhere. And $6 for the flag, our made in China American flag. Isn't that ironic? Alright, I got the AC system all buttoned up, at least airtight. I gotta put the vacuum pump on it and suck it down. But just now I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat something. I got a few little things left to do. I gotta anchor that somewhere, and I noticed the fans hitting the shroud down there and a couple other things, but I'm hungry. Alright, look at this happy bunch. Okay.
Sleeping.
I had a heck of a time with that high side right there. I didn't have it, wouldn't, my fittings I had wouldn't fit it, so I went and bought an A adapter, and then I messed up the little Schrader valve in it, and then I couldn't get the one out of the existing line. I had a time, but now I'm over it. Hooked up the vacuum gauge. This is some excellent camera work. Got it about 29 inches, and it seems to be holding it. I just drew it down and closed the valve just to see if it would hold, and it looks to be good. It was just a couple minutes, so I'm going to go ahead, let the pump run a while, draw it down real good, burn it off, as they say, get all water out of it, and then we'll charge it up maybe tomorrow. Because you got to let the vacuum hold and make sure it don't leak for a couple hours. If you come back in a couple hours and the vacuum's all gone, you know your Freon will be all gone in a couple hours. See? God bless America. Well, I had to leave. I didn't ever go look at the sobs today, but preacher called, he had some other stuff. That's been holding about an hour, staying good, so I think my AC system's good. That's good. Anyway, the preacher had some stuff. I went down there and bought some odds and ends I don't really need, but I did buy this though. I don't know what that's for. I suspect a 10 volt. Wouldn't it be nice if it fit that GMC right there, huh? Anyways, we'll have to figure that out. It was so cheap, I could probably get my money back scrap. And then Miss Heavy Chevy's over here gluing back together all the plastic pieces that are broke because they bake in the sun in the North Carolina climate. You know, all you northern folks, I don't think the plastic's that bad up there. You should save it and sell it to us poor guys down here. It's the only thing that survives in the north. It can't rust. Alright, that was a fairly successful day. It's kind of early, but Mrs. Heavy Chevy says, whatever her name is, says she wants to quit early. So that's okay. We got the headliner in. We got the air condition holding a vacuum. Put some water in the radiator tomorrow. I ought to be able to charge it up as long as it don't no leakies. Let's see what else. Put a shroud in. I still got to fix my exhaust leak, and that valve cover right there is leaking a little oil. I need to fix that. That's all easily gotten tomorrow. And we've got the trim glued back together using some super glue and JB plastic weld, and we should be able to button it back up and have some AC. If we feel real froggy, I got some window tint. We might tint the windows, but I never done that before. Well, I bought 2 kits. Alright, let's ring the bell and call it a day. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.